Hard. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's Thursday night. I am Dixie Dave. And over here you have the Fool Crusher Crossen. And we are live.
You think you can get away with it because Gizmo and those guys aren't here yet?
Oh, whether
They're
they're here or not.
they're gonna catch it. They're gonna catch it.
Oh, well. What are they going to do? Take my birthday away next week?
Oh, that's right. And how old are you gonna be?
Young enough to know better, still too damn young to care.
Well, I know you're in your 50s, somewhere in there. Yeah. And yeah, because October 18th, I believe, is your birthday, because that was the same date as the October 18th Armory card that we had, the big sellout, the 450 fan sellout that we did. Which I still think I should be in the Guinness Book of World Records for the youngest promoter for that one, honestly. I mean, seriously. I mean, find me another one that was 16 that promoted something like that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was a hell of an
event. And put it
event.
on television. And
yeah, all of it. We almost got in the Guinness Book of World Records for the youngest producers. But there was some kid who directed a movie that was 12, and they said he qualifies. The same similar thing. Well, director and a producer are two different things. But Guinness looked at it that way anyway.
Yeah.
They considered it the same. But yeah, so we got a good show today. It's going to be back to Fred Moore Junior High. And what was the deal with Fred Moore, Dave?
Oh, the ring from hell.
Yeah. Yeah, if you want to call it that. It was a boxing ring, and it was not fun. It was very
I mean, I'm sure it was better
unforgiving.
than I'm sure it was better than bumping on that stage that we had at Group W cable.
Yeah, but we weren't doing that many bumps on that stage. Not like we were in Fred Moore. In Fred Moore, they actually, at least the ropes were working. So we climbed up on those, got up on the top rope, jumped off, all sorts of stuff. We weren't really doing that in Fred Moore. So, I mean, in Group W cable. Not like that anyway.
Right.
So, yeah, and I remember, Steve did some incredible bumps off the top rope in there. Steve,
no wonder he's got back problems nowadays.
Yeah, and he'd have back problems back in the day from doing a lot of that stuff. But yeah, but us kids though, we were pretty resilient. We didn't mind it. No, I don't remember anybody ever complaining about a stiff, hard ring or anything because we didn't know anything other.
Right.
We didn't get the professional ring until a few months later from this taping. And
right, wasn't this taping was like February?
Yeah, February of '86, and we got the pro ring in July of '86.
Right.
And then we got to, for the first time, actually bump in a proper ring.
Right.
That had a proper spring system and everything. I was like, whoa, this is a night and day difference. And for those of you new schoolers out there and you hear me talk about a spring, yeah, back in the day, the wrestling rings had a spring in the center. That was the way they were built.
Yep, no such thing wasn't as the flexi steel rings. It was, if I remember correctly, they called it a breakdown ring.
Breakdown ring. Yeah, and that's I remember Nathan asking me, he goes, how was when I was out there helping him set up their ring,
Right.
I want to be a part of that. He's like, what do you think, Crusher? What's this compared like to when you guys set your ring up? Because he knew we had a breakdown ring. And I said, well, a lot more parts and pieces with the breakdown, a lot more nuts and bolts. You don't have, I don't recall any nuts and bolts on their flexes. Everything just kind of fits into place.
Yeah, everything kind of locks together.
It locks together. And yeah, and like we had nuts and bolts everywhere. Like every piece of steel had a nut and bolt going through it. And,
right.
And the way to think of it is there was four main like girders.
Right.
That all came and met in the middle where there was a spring system. Boy, it was nice to bump in though, Dave. It was so nice to bump in. I love that ring. And honestly, if I could go back and pick, we talked about this, but if I could pick that kind of ring or a modern ring like they have today, I'd much rather have the old breakdown rings.
Right.
But the reason I don't do them is they're probably more expensive to do. There's more involved. So the expense is more. And time consuming. Like it takes longer to set those up.
Right.
Flexi steel ones get set up very quickly. So
okay, now Crusher, we talked about this earlier today. when we were talking about the show. Now, last week you were supposed to do your Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, for the NWF, I want to revise it.
Well, that's what you said 2 weeks ago.
I know, and I forgot to do it. I should probably just do it now. I'll do it right now while we're waiting for a few more people to connect in before we start up. So when I went over my Mount Rushmore, Ricky hit me with a snowball because I didn't expect that. I didn't expect that question. Like,
right.
Really? I was ready to do the NIPW Mount Rushmore. He was going to do the NWF Mount Rushmore. That's what I thought. And then Ricky's like, I want to hear your NWF Mount Rushmore. I'm like, okay, I'll do it. And I just kind of flew by the seat of my pants with it. Didn't really have time to think. And then when I did it after I was done, I'm like, what the hell was I thinking?
Right.
Because originally my Mount Rushmore, I said with Ricky, I said it would be Steve Engstrom #1.
Right.
And Dave, when he heard that, he was like, what? And Ricky's like, you're not going to put yourself on the first? You really think he meant more to the NWF than you did, Crusher? Ricky was telling me right when I said Steve. Well, so I picked Steve. Then I picked for #2, Kelsey.
Right.
And #3, I picked, who did I have for #3? It was Steve Engstrom, Mr. X, Kelsey, Ace. I had put Ace at #3, and then I put myself at 4 because I figured I'm kind of like Nathan. I'm the anchor, and that's what I was thinking. Well, I have rethought that whole thing, and I thought, forget that Mount Rushmore. I'm putting that in the trash. I'm sorry, Steve. And Steve Engstrom, great bumper. I learned a lot from him for bumping and just how to do a match like that and really sell. I mean, Steve was the best at it for us.
Right.
And but he also
stabbed us in the back.
Yeah, he did a shitty thing when he turned his back on us. So, and not just me, all of us. And it's like, does he deserve to be on the Mount Rushmore? That's like I'm sorry, Steve, but that's just one of those things that you kind of have to. You made your bed, now you got to sleep in it. It's like, you know how the saying goes, but he made a mess of it. Now he's got to deal with it. So no, Steve, I'm yanking him off the Mount Rushmore. He's out.
Well, it's also why, if I'm correct, he's never made the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, nobody votes for him. Yeah.
Our fans know what he did.
Mm-hmm. Everybody's read the book and documentary. They know the story. They're like, I'm not voting for him. And that's just the reality of it. I hate to say it. I feel bad for Steve that way because Steve deserves to be in the Hall of Fame for sure. Just for his abilities.
Right. For the in-ring stuff, he deserves it.
In the beginning. Other than that.
It's kind of, for lack of a better way to put it, it's kind of like Chris Benoit.
Yeah.
In-ring skills, he deserves a Hall of Fame induction.
Phenomenal, yeah.
But because of what happened outside the ring, he'll never see it.
Right, exactly. And so I'm taking Steve out. I'm sorry, Steve. You're off the Mount Rushmore. And there was couple people I forgot that I don't know what I was thinking. Again, Ricky hit me with a curveball. I wasn't prepared for that question. Right. So now that I thought about it, here's my Mount Rushmore, my revised Mount Rushmore. I am taking Ricky's advice and everybody else. I'm going to do, even though I don't want to, I'm going to do the right thing, and I'm going to put myself first.
Okay.
Very reluctantly. I mean, I'd rather not even be on it. But okay, so I'll be at the first because what they all say makes sense, and
Well, without you, there is no NWF.
Right, and I guess I can see that, so I will do that. I will put me there. #2, and again, like I said, I forgot some people, and this one, it was a big one. Luxury Lane, Charlie Lane. Had it not been for him,
I brought that one up to you.
Yeah, you brought it up to me, but I had already thought of that too before you brought it up to me. Like when I realized it, like, how could I forget him? He's the guy you forget about, guys, with the NWF, but he is so important, and he needs to be on that Mount Rushmore. Even though he was only involved in the beginning, and he was involved when we were very much didn't know what the heck we were doing. But
he was an integral part of getting you into wrestling.
Integral part, and let me tell you something, he was a natural he could sell naturally, like
Right.
not so much bumping, but he knew how to sell. Charlie and I would do stage fights and stuff in public all the time. Basically, that's a wrestling match in public, and we would fool everybody. They'd, we'd go places where they didn't know who we were, and they'd think we were in a fight, and we get a whole crowd around us. Yeah, so Charlie was a natural. So he's got to be on the Mount Rushmore just because it was his idea as well as mine. It's us coming together. So he's number 2. Me and him, 1 and 2. The third person, it's still got to be Kid Kelsey. You got to have Kelsey on this Mount Rushmore.
Right.
Just not so much for his bumping, but because of his everything else he did.
Right.
Character development, coming up with helping people with their gimmicks, storylines, all of that. Heel, face, he could do it all. Interviews, excellent.
Shoot fight champion.
Yeah, he won the belt from Ace in a shoot, which, yeah, he don't make any mistake. Kelsey was a little bit of a fear factor of taking bumps, but he was also a tough guy. Like he wasn't afraid to go toe to toe in a shoot. So yeah, there was that. And then the next person I would put on, the last person, the 4th person on my my Mount Rushmore. Another one I just don't know why I overlooked. But Ricky Henry, the Globetrotter himself, the Canary Kid, however you want to refer to him, he has earned a spot on the Mount Rushmore. And here's why, Dave. He's carrying the torch. The torch has been passed to him. He's now carrying our legacy.
Exactly.
And it means, and believe me, just in things that have come up and, ribs, whatever else that happened with him, boy, he has been very passionate for representing that belt and representing the lineage.
Right.
So
I mean, he's doing his homework to study up on what we did.
He has, and he's earned a spot on that. I mean, I can't. How did I? So Luxury Lane and Ricky, I overlooked both of them.
Right.
Shame on me. Shame on me. So yeah, there's my Mount Rushmore. I just wanted to get that revised Mount Rushmore. I see Gizmo and the guys have joined on. We got a comment here from Sky Sports. We all agree to be true Mount Rushmore, Crusher has to be number 1. Yeah. So I mean that just made sense. I guess. Ricky's right. I was being humble and not wanting to be.
Right.
And that's just the way it is. I mean, I wouldn't, if I had it my way, I wouldn't be on the Mount Rushmore. But I'm giving it my way and I am putting myself on. I'm just doing by what everybody else wants me to do. Because I understand. I can see everybody's point. And Damien says, we agree with you, Crusher. Ricky has to be on the Mount Rushmore. He is the future. Right, because he's bridging the gap. He's bridging 30 years of history of not having a champion. He's the bridge, and he's the first. And he's an important role because it's that first person to take the belt back into play again.
Right.
Other people may get it after him, and that's fine. But Ricky was important because he was the first. So, yeah, let's revise Mount Rushmore. There we go. All right. Got that in.
Okay. And what I'm going to say publicly here, I watched back and I saw Ricky do his Mount Rushmore.
Mm-hmm.
And he was saying that I'd probably be throwing some shade at him or whatever.
Right. He was curious what you'd think.
And I'm humbled and honored to be on his Rushmore.
Yeah. I agree with his reasoning. I don't have any objections.
I mean, like you said, if not for you and I having conversations about doing what we're doing right now, there'd be no championship to defend right now.
Right. That was a great show, Dave. Didn't you think? I mean, Christina, yeah. Now that Dave watched it, and it was fun because it was, of course, Ricky's. It's always fun to get him going. And I'm critical with Ricky, as you guys know. Like, he's got a great drop kick, but I want it perfect.
Right.
So I give him a hard time. If I notice his feet slipping apart, I call him out on it because they might have been a little bit. I said they were apart because he gets all frustrated. But look, if I'm being hard on Ricky, it's because I want him to be no doubt that he's got the best drop kick.
Right.
I want him to think about it and make it. Right now, he's already got the best drop kick as far as I'm concerned, and I want him to make it absolutely perfect. So, yeah, I do ride him on that a little bit.
And someday, folks, we will do a rewind And we will bring Ricky in.
Yeah, Ricky says he'll join us. It's just got to be a situation where he can get in here. You know, when he doesn't have school the next day. So like one of these times when he's off, you know, Halloween week might have been a great week to do it because he's out of school all week. However, that's a forward show that week.
Yep.
So maybe during Christmas break or New Year's break, when they have a winter break for school, maybe he can come in then or something. I don't know. We'll see.
If he's not off defending our title.
Right. I mean, he's got to come in eventually. He's got to make a appearance. I'm sure everybody'd love to see him on here on a rewind anyway. Just hopefully it's one of our better shows and we're not having him watch like Group W cable crap. I know I hate saying that because Gizmo and those guys love that stuff, that early stuff, but you know.
You know, what we're going to have to do.
I shouldn't say crap though.
What we'll have to do is we'll have to bring in, when we bring Ricky in, bring in one of our good armory shows. Yeah,
an armory card. Well, that'd be a long one though for him. But
well,
maybe
we'll just do,
or just some more of a later show that would have a little bit better wrestling going on. You know, would be nice. But
you know, we'll do like we normally do for the armory shows. We'll do half of it. And then...
half of it, yeah. Yeah. You know, eventually I'm going to rebroadcast the October 18th armory card. I'm going to rebroadcast the May 9th card because I got to redo those in Project Starlight. So we haven't redone those in Project Starlight yet. They'll get better than what they were. So that's coming up. Now let's talk about what's coming up on the Video Network, guys. I think it's Dave. Are you surprised I remembered?
Yeah, I was just going to say, holy smokes, I didn't need to put out the reminder.
Yeah, so we're going to play the trailer for what's coming up. I believe it's a dry dock show, so let's take a look at this. Matter of fact, I think this is pay close attention. This is when Crusher got a little color too much. So let's take a look at this preview. A little too much color by the Crush.
Yeah.
No. Pitts isn't ready yet.
That one.
Pitts is calling for a left hand. He wants to challenge with the left hand.
I can't believe it. Pitts is actually taking him down. $5,000 on the line. Oh, wait a minute. I think he grabbed the table. Doing extremely well. Whoa, look out.
Clothesline by the Bandit.
Cracked him across the jaw. No, wait a minute. What's this? Oh, into the table. And back over the chair. Throwing him in his own corner. Sends him a hip toss.
Nice hip toss.
Mystery Man takes him down. Takes him again. Another hip toss. What? Whoa, look out. Beautiful
move into a backslide.
Crossen set himself up at the top. The second rope. Comes out. Whoa, big clothesline. Big clothesline. The ropes. Comes out. Whoa. Big clothesline.
A lot of power from the equalizers thus far.
Oh, business in there. Wait a minute. They're going after Crusher Crossen. Look out. They're hitting him in the midsection with a chair. Oh, and across the head and out of the ring. I think Crossen's split open. Crossen is split open. Sets him up, throws him into the ropes. Big elbow right to the throat.
Taking the offensive.
Sets him up. Whoa, big hip toss. Tipped the man over. And now the Beast is choking. He's got that chain in his hand. Oh, and he just drilled him with it. He just drilled Grizzly Stevens with the chain. And that's just the thing that'll do it. Leveled Luscious Larry.
Larry's determined now.
Whoa. Takes him over. Look out, here comes the Hitman. Hitman Hernandez comes in. Mayhem has broken loose here. Hitman Hernandez is pounding on Luscious Larry. Dread, I'm sure you saw that. Dread provoking.
All that did was make Logan mad.
Sets him around. Oh! Miller needs to switch things around. Just like that, somersaults out of a clothesline. Big! Oh, and he ripped the shirt right off his back, and now he's going to choke him with it. Oh, God, that's exactly what happened to my arm, and Taylor just did it to the Destructor's neck. Chaos up, throws him into the ropes, sets him up. Oh, and a big shoulder block, knocked him straight down, and another one. Another one, that's two straight, and Taylor's going to head for cover.
Looks like he's going to hook him for it.
Ooh, the DDT.
Short DDT.
Hit him with the DDT. That's rough.
Well, October 15th. That's what, about 6 more days, Dave? And
yep.
Did you see the color by Crush?
Yep. The Crush decided to gush.
Yeah, that was. I still have the scar, ladies and gentlemen. You can see it right there, very prominently, and that was a mistake.
Yeah, that's
One that I'll
why
never
you
make again.
see Crush. That's why you do it more up in the hairline.
But even so, well, Heenan did it all there all the time right there. But the point is, I just pressed too hard. That's all I can say. Yeah. Didn't
Okay,
have
I
to
see we
do
got
that.
another comment coming in.
Let's see.
I can bring it in for you if you'd like.
It says Sports Video says, where do you guys think the tag team partners and single matches of the double Ds fit into the NWF? I think he means super Ds.
Right.
Fit into the NWF. Whoops, it went away.
Oh, sorry.
They seem to be fan favorites. Of course, they are absolute fan favorites. They were the first tag team voted in. That was how popular they were. And that was, 12 years ago when we did the first Hall of Fame, or 10 years ago. So, and they were the first tag team to get brought in. So they were very, very popular. And where do they fit into? Think the tag team partners. So in other words, where do the Super Ds fit into all the things is what you're asking, I think. Oh, they were great. Everybody loved them, man. At the Armory shows, they got the biggest pop of anybody just because they had that. They're two blonde-haired young twins.
Right.
I mean, likable without even knowing them. Just the image.
Right.
I mean, it was a perfect. You could not hate these guys. And they were damn good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, for two 10-year-olds, I can't think of anybody as good as they were at that time for that age. That's for sure. I mean, double drop kicks, single drop kicks, everything. They were doing all the moves of the time. They were doing it.
Right.
And they
were doing it fearlessly.
Fearlessly. I was going to say, they weren't afraid. They were not afraid. A lot of kids, some kids were afraid to take bumps. Kelsey being one of them, I hate to say. He was a little afraid to take bumps, Not all bumps, but certain bumps,
Right.
And not the Super Ds. They'd do anything. They would do anything. And sometimes too much. We had to reel them in sometimes because they're getting too.
Oh, yeah.
Another comment here. I'm going to bring it in. Sports Video. Being you are rating other wrestlers for Hall of Fame and Mount Rushmore, I would argue they should have a chance on the Mount Rushmore. Yeah, that's a good point. The Super Ds. Here's a way to do it, Dave. What two tag teams belong on the Mount Rushmore for tag teams? If you had to pick two, because that would be four then.
Right.
And if we pick four tag teams, there's so many tag teams. We don't have that many tag teams that were prominent in any way.
Well, I mean, obviously, one of the number ones is going to be the Super Ds.
Yeah, I think the Super Ds for sure.
But I mean, overall, we've had so many tag teams come through. It's kind of hard to say. I mean,
well, I'll tell you names that come to mind. The Barbarians.
Yeah, that's one that popped into my head, but I didn't want to show favoritism.
The Invaders.
Yeah.
U.S. Enforcers.
Yeah.
Macho and Steenerson.
Yeah.
Dave and Rattlesnake Jake. Crusher and Dr. Dread. Those are all great tag teams.
Crusher and Kelsey.
Yeah, me and Kelsey for a long time. Me and Merciless in the beginning.
Jackknife and,
and if you want,
pick whoever.
Yeah, Jackknife, Jacob and Peterson, Jacob and Kappa. In the very beginning, Luxury Lane and Killer Kappa were a great tag team.
Yeah.
It's like in early days, basement days. I mean, chemistry. I mean, they just were they were so good. They played off each other so well. They were characters really worked well. Granted, in those days, we didn't know anything of what we were doing wrestling wise, but they're characters. They were a good team. Yeah, tag teams is a whole other ball game. And but yeah, I mean, yeah, that was kind of cool to talk about the Mount Rushmore. Now today's taping, Dave, is we're going to Fredmore Junior High. It's in February of '86, the end of February. And we just made the decision to go to the Anoka Armory.
Right.
And you'll see different times where we come in and we scroll up text talking about it and everything during some of the matches. You'll notice. So we already had went and talked to the Armory, booked it, and I did all that. So that already happened. So it was as early as February when we decided to go to the Anoka Armory May 9th.
Right.
So February, March, April, it gives us what, about 2.5 months to promote it.
Right.
The same amount of time I took to promote the sellout card at the Armory in October. It seems like when I give myself the extra time, we did really well. Because both those shows did well attendance-wise.
Right.
It's interesting. A little side note there.
And before we get too much further, you know, anybody who's watching over on Instagram, please come on over to the YouTube channel.
Yes. I forgot
we've been going, what, 15, 20 minutes?
Yep.
And
if you're watching on Instagram, it's only going to last for another 45 minutes.
And then it shuts down
stop.
and you miss the rest of the show.
So you got to come on our YouTube channel to join in and chat with us and be taking your questions and everything.
And, you know, I mean, we interact with you. We are live. When we say we're live, we are live. We're not pre-taped saying that we're live.
And we take in all questions and stuff, guys. We don't, unless it's they're appropriate.
Yeah.
But I mean, appropriate is not like sexual or not stupidity kind of thing.
Right.
If you want to talk to us about and say, hey, you guys didn't know what the hell you're doing, you're not the shit, we'll bring them in.
Yep.
We'll talk about it.
And, you know, you're right. We didn't know what the hell we were doing.
Not all the time.
We weren't the shit.
Right.
But, you know, we were innovative.
Yeah, we were definitely one of a kind at that time. That's for damn sure.
And, you know, anybody who wants to argue that, by all means, let's talk it over.
Yeah, and just remember, guys, what you're about to see was way before the 1990s backyard wrestling craze.
Right.
And
we're talking February of 1986.
Right. The terminology backyard wrestling wasn't even existent. Nobody knew what that meant. That phrase didn't exist. Wayne and I like to argue that, but Wayne likes to say, well, that means you're untrained. And I say, well, that's true. But you know what? They didn't refer to that back then as untrained. Untrained was back then it was considered self-trained, and that was actually a thing.
You know, I mean, we were along the lines of a Bobby Heenan. We taught ourselves what to do.
Right, or Jerry Lawler. Mm-hmm.
Yep. I mean, you look at all the people who, at the time, were seeing what we were doing, and we're not disapproving of it. We're not trying to shut us down. I mean, come on. Back in the 80s, who was bigger in pro wrestling, aside from Vince, than Vern Gagne?
Yeah.
I mean, Vern knew exactly what we were doing.
I was definitely aware. I mean, Twin Cities Reader did a news article, and the title of that article was "Just Like Gagne's Boys." You don't think that didn't catch Vern's attention?
Oh yeah.
So,
you know, I'm sure Vern saw it on the news. Oh, I see Wayne chiming in.
I see it too.
Speak of the devil.
I see it too. Me and Wayne, we'll have to have Wayne come on again one of these times so we can talk about that even further.
I'll bring it in, Crusher. Wayne says, "Don't get me started."
Yeah. See, Wayne's of the opinion. I'll speak for him. He's of the opinion that backyarders, is all he recalls that are backyard wrestling, refers to untrained professional wrestlers that were basically untrained. Doesn't necessarily mean the 90s craziness in Wayne's view, because not all backyard was crazy like that.
Right.
And you know, he's right. There's nothing, I'm not denying what he's saying. I'm just saying that if he went 10 years earlier, it doesn't apply. It's almost like saying that, you know, you've invented the airplane. Now you guys had an airplane 10 years ago, but the actual airplane was invented 10 years later. So we're going to refer to yours as an airplane, but it wasn't, was it? Because, you know, we didn't invent it. Not like that anyway. So I just don't like taking what was created after us and apply it to us.
And I mean,
yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
I mean, correct me or not, Crusher. You've had a table at conventions. I mean, Abdullah the Butcher respects what we've done.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I think what Wayne's argument is not all professional wrestlers will disrespect will disapprove backyard wrestling, because there's been a lot of quality stuff that has been done backyard wise that's doesn't get the attention.
Right.
And he's right, and that's, why it doesn't get the attention, because the stupid shit overshadows it.
Right.
Unfortunately. And that's just an unfortunate thing.
It's an unfortunate side effect of the times.
Yeah. And there's not nothing we can really do about all that. So here's another comment. Crusher, who would you consider the founding fathers of the NWF? Obviously, you would be number one, but who have you get the idea after going? Well, that's easy. That's Luxury Lane.
Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, I'm not the greatest NWF historian, but
yeah, well, Sky Sports, Gizmo is pretty good on the history, but the rest of his crew isn't always up on all the ins and outs. But yeah, Luxury Lane, Charlie Lane, definitely. Me and him, that was very, very crucial.
And, I'm just thankful that, Luxury appreciates the fact that I'm carrying the mantle with you.
He does. He's told me that, Luxury doesn't have the time. Luxury would love to do this with me, but he just doesn't have the time. He's very super busy. He's got several businesses. He does assisted livings and stuff. He's a busy guy. Always on the, he's got a family the size of the Brady Bunch too. Got so many kids.
Well, I can respect that. But, my situation, I don't exactly have a small family.
Right. That's true.
I mean, you look at Linda and I, we're a good-sized family.
But no, Luxury Lane, for sure on that one. That's an easy one there, Sky Sports.
Yeah. I mean, I could have answered that one.
Yeah. And then Wayne says, a lot of former backyard wrestlers have become big names in pro wrestling. Well, we've talked about it, Dave. I mean, look, we just mentioned a couple. Bobby Heenan. Well, Bobby Heenan wasn't backyard. He's self-trained. But actual backyarders that became significant pro wrestlers.
Well, I mean, just for instance, Jeff and Matt Hardy, they started up in their backyard on a trampoline.
Mick Foley, kind of, sort of. I mean, kind of, sort of. I don't know if he's doing outright backyard, but he did stuff in the backyard that definitely influenced backyard 90s stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I'm sure there's a lot of others too. And there's been a lot of backyard wrestlers that eventually got trained. Been a lot of those too. So,
what it all boils down to is your love for the business,
in fact,
your passion, and your heart.
Dave, I remember seeing like promos of Chris Jericho doing like backyard kind of promos. Do you ever remember seeing that stuff?
Oh yeah.
Way before. Yeah. So I mean, he might have even dabbled with it in Winnipeg.
Well, I mean, his early stuff was, Stampede.
Well, but I seen stuff even before that. Like when he was just in high school or whatever, doing kind of like mock interviews and things. But anyways, we should get the show started, Dave. Everybody wants to watch the Fred Moore taping, so we can keep talking, of course. We'll get the show playing for everybody. I know Wayne's looking forward to seeing Peter, Tokyo Terror. So let's get this show going. Let us know if the audio is good. I think I have it at the right level.
As I always say, Crusher's mic can go all the way down.
Well, now we can at least hear Dave. He doesn't sound like the Charlie Brown teacher. That's good.
Yeah.
Yep. And here we go. The intros, all revised. And this is a Project Starlight restoration, so you'll see the footage a little bit more cleaned up than it has been in the before Project Starlight. So I'm hoping you guys enjoy that part of it.
Yeah, for you to do one of the Armory shows, it's going to take you a good month, isn't it?
Well, what's hard is the Project Starlight can be very, very finicky when you have... What I've noticed is when there are long matches, they tend to error out. Then I got to keep trying until they actually go through. And then if it's a long match, I'm saying like over 10 minutes, like 10 to 15 minute long match, that can take a day and a half to process.
Right.
And then if it errors out, another day and a half. And another day and a half, it errors the third time, which I've had it happen. So when it errors out, it's done. I got to start from scratch on that match again.
Right.
So, and then the other thing I've noticed is multi-camera shots, like these Group W tapings, the dry dock stuff, the armories that have multiple cameras. It doesn't like that either. Because what it's doing is it's trying to use frames before and after to make, that's how it makes it look so good. Because it's analyzing all the frames. And when a camera switches, that really gets it confused sometimes. And that, I think, causes a lot of the errors. Speaking of the Super Ds, they're up next.
Have you heard when they're coming back here?
Let's see. I don't know, because they're getting in that Hall of Fame, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anoka Sports Hall of Fame. Did you hear about that, Wayne? Todd and Troy Dozowski, the Super Ds, for their soccer anyway, are getting inducted into the Anoka High School Hall of Fame. Good for them.
You know, we try and put as many people on the show as we could every week.
Yep. It's something we started doing quite a bit, the national anthem. Notice everybody stands up, nobody sits down in these days, Dave.
Nope.
Chad was in the way of the,
down so you
he's
can
in the
see
way of the flag.
flag.
Yeah. No, there wasn't any kind of, everybody was patriotic. It's a shame that that patriotism's gotten all messed up with politics these days.
Yeah.
Shouldn't be that way.
You know, to me nowadays, too many people are getting too into which party they're involved with.
Yeah, it's gotten very polarized. But we tend to, Dave and I have a rule, we don't talk politics on the show because you don't know who you're going to offend. And
well, that's why I was just leaving it at what it's at. I mean,
right.
You know.
All right, Gizmo says the audio's good. All right. Crossen comes in and salutes the flag. It's Corporal Crossen.
Oh, he was in the ring saluting the flag the entire time.
Yep. That is Crusher Crossen and Rough Ryan working a match in the garage there. That particular taping is lost, unfortunately, but this clip survived. But there's a whole show there that got lost in the mail, and that was one of them. Oh, Wayne says the Hall of Fame already took place, Dave, September 26th.
Oh, shoot.
So, yeah, it just happened a few weeks ago. Oh, yeah, this was a big deal. This is such a big, you know, we came up with this storyline. So, Super D's won the belts. So, Rough Ryan gets Mr. X to be his partner. Big surprise to everybody. So, lightweight wrestlers, and they got to go against this guy. I mean, you talk about Andre the Giant to these guys.
And because they were popular, he'd bump for them like crazy.
Oh, yeah. Just watch Steve sell for these guys. They double drop kick him right over the top rope in this match. It's great.
You know, having not watched this match in a long time, I already know Mr. X is going to be like a ping pong ball for him.
Oh, yeah.
I bet you the Russian's going to eat it.
You know, in these days, Steve was a good bump. Like, I know he got really stiff with you, Dave, with potatoes, but he wasn't like that in these days.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean,
Mr. X just leans against the ropes.
Admitted I wasn't the most popular guy.
Change your diaper. Oh, yeah, thank you, buddy.
You know,
Like that. Oh, the super
not a big deal.
the super knees. Something just flew across the ring. Super knees.
Oh, the camera guy's all over the place. Stay on the action now.
Sorry about that, folks. Oh, Mr. X is laying on the mat. The super knees are working him over. They're chanting Mr. X.
Super D's beating up on the big guy.
Yeah, the Super D's were heels in the beginning here,
We apologize for what
but
he
they
just
start
said.
to shift. They actually
Yeah.
start to shift as
We will get back
here
to
comes
the
that double
wrestling.
drop kick. You guys
Super
watch
D's
this.
throw Mr. X
They
against
just
the
started
wall.
learning the double
And
drop
stop.
kick, and right over the top rope. That was great.
Oh my God!
I
He went
mean,
over the top rope.
it was so exciting back then in those days to see that kind of stuff, you know.
I wonder what.
I mean, wrestling's gotten so complicated now that that's no
Super D's
big deal,
working
but
over
back then that
Mr.
was pretty
X.
cool stuff.
Right.
This is unbelievable match.
For this time period.
Everyone was surprised.
I mean,
How
in
about
this
you?
time period, that was,
Let's have some energy.
1986.
yeah,
I bet
that
you they
was
take
prime
steroids, but
NWA
that's besides the
days. That
point.
was Ricky Morton and Robert Gibson's finisher.
Oh, series
Yep.
of blows to
And
the
remember,
head. He
keep
just
in mind, they're
landed
9
on
years
his
old.
feet. The ref checks
Yeah.
over.
You know,
Hold
for
on
them to
Super
be,
D.
oh, the camera guy, come on.
Come on,
Who's on
go
our
back to
camera
that.
here?
Sorry about that, folks.
Anyway,
Sorry for the
yeah, so
inconvenience camera work,
they
but
were
we can't help it.
they
Now
were
back to
really
the match.
they were really good.
The Super D's. Now
Fundamentally, they
Mr.
were
X
good.
is starting to get-
Look at Steve. Hey,
Mr. X
picking
is-
up and he falls.
Oh, the Super D body slam.
Well, let me
You know,
tell
this is what I
something.
like to see is, you know, Steve selling.
Right, which is what he was the best at.
Well, I'm gonna
If-
tell
if-
you something.
Out of all the
Mr.
things
X,
Steve could do, the one thing he could do was sell.
I will
Right.
not believe it. With a
Sells
little
so well.
squirt vert.
So it's a shame. I hate seeing the matches where he doesn't sell. He tries to be a tough guy or
I do
whatever.
not believe it.
Yeah.
The Super
Pretty
D's
Boy Taylor, the tough guy or
beating up
whatever.
Yeah.
His real talent was selling.
And
sometimes he'd forget that.
In the NWF and little super diapers, they're whipping the Mr. X.
I know I got on Chris Hyrick, that guy commentating after this show, because I'm like, what were you doing? I was not happy with his commentating style.
Yeah.
Better believe it,
He's getting
but
real
the
goofy.
ref scratches
And like,
his head,
so we had to
wondering what's
suspend him
going
from the
on. He has
microphone
never have
on the next
seen
few
this
shows. He was
disaster.
not allowed to be a commentator again.
No.
That was his punishment.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, as you know here. Ooh.
And you hear the crowd here? That's all us wrestlers. When you're not wrestling, you're the studio audience and you get into it.
Well,
So everybody starts cheering and making noise, and it sounds like we have a really nice studio audience.
here's my partner.
What a fun environment, though. Saturday mornings,
Oh, yeah.
Dave.
One.
Fred Moore Junior High Saturday mornings. You meet up, you spend the Saturday. We get there about 9, 10 in the morning. We're there till about 1 or 2 in the afternoon. What a great way to spend your Saturday.
Yeah.
So much fun. And
Doing
think,
what we love to do.
and think about this, Wayne and everybody. We only had so many hours we could be in Fred Moore. So we had to get there. We had to set the camera up, set the lights up, go over the matches, get everybody sketch, let them know what their match is going to be and everything. Do the taping, have all the matches, do the interviews if we do interviews, and then tear it all down and get out of there.
Right.
And usually we do 2 tapings in one, like 2 1-hour tapings in one of these deals. That was a lot. That was a lot of work.
Yeah.
Wayne saying we should have suspended the camera person.
Yeah.
Um,
Whoa, Mr. X.
yeah, I don't know who's on the camera. That's the thing. We just say, hey, so and so, get on camera, and sometimes they didn't know how to work it.
Well,
Like,
he's just
whoever's on
getting
camera is doing a lot too much
P-wop and
zooming.
P-op
Yeah.
out of him. And if I'll take off that
I don't mind it
mask,
when they
man.
get these close-ups though, because sometimes I can
Please
get
don't
really
show
good
his
stills out
zits
of
on
it.
his big fat face.
Right.
I do like that.
And I will say, I mean,
Oh, who's this?
in this match, Steve was a good worker, and he,
Picking up that super body slammed
you
him.
couldn't even tell that he was
Total
pulling the
chaos.
punch.
I do
No.
not believe it. He is.
Okay, we got a comment
This
coming
is
in
too
from
big.
Sky Sports.
The dog is too big.
And look at Mr. X and Ref Ryan get the
No,
victory.
No.
And so now the question is, was this a title match? Did they win the lightweight titles?
Mr. X! I do not believe this. Mr. X won that match. Well, he has to have that. Rough Ryan has to have this.
I'll get to this
P-Wop
comment in a minute, Dave. I just want to see the results.
The Squidward come in there with him. It's unbelievable. I do not like it. That was a great match, actually. I thought so.
Yeah. because Mr. X wasn't a lightweight, so we overruled it. Couldn't win the titles. Yeah, that camera guy was all over the place, Wayne. What the hell? We should have had Wayne there doing the camera. He would have done a better job than whoever that was. Crusher, how long did it take to edit these videos back in the day? Yeah, every time I'd edit, I'd usually have a 3-hour editing block, and I'd get everything edited in 3 hours. So but the Armory shows, when I had multiple cameras and I had to do hard edits, those took several sessions. Like I'd have to spend sometimes 2 or 3 editing sessions to get that because that was a little bit harder to do.
Right.
Boy, look at the footage cleaned up though, huh, guys? Man, does this look sharp. Now remember, guys, you see on the YouTube channel the join button there? If you join, that's how you join the membership club, and you can watch this show, Dave, in full HD without us talking. Along with all the other shows. Get the whole catalog on there.
Yep.
All you got to do is join the channel. You got to be a championship club member to see all that kind of stuff. It's definitely worth it.
He can take a crap too.
You know, Wayne, I gotta say, Wayne says it looks great. And you know, Wayne, I never thought we would ever get to take VHS quality. If you've seen how this looked originally, to turn it into this, you're literally adding resolution. I mean, it's crazy.
Right.
And now you don't have the alien monster faces anymore.
And that's no lie.
Yeah.
You can actually see the differences between the Super Ds.
Yep. Yeah, so it really does well. And it's worth all the time it takes to do it. Like, it takes me a week to do a whole show nonstop. I mean, not me personally, but my computer has to run for a week.
Look at his
right.
And yeah. A lot of work.
That's a normal face.
So Mike Sanger, the rock and roller, he was actually in amateur wrestling. One of our amateur wrestlers that came into us.
Right.
However, he would not use much of his amateur stuff in matches. And that was my whole thing. I always wanted amateur wrestlers to use their amateur abilities. But Mike never really did. Mike Sanger is his name. A little bit of a mismatch here because Invader 2 is so much bigger than Mike Sanger. But
yeah.
Referee is Bulldog the Butcher, Troy Otto.
Yep.
Nice,
but you know, Chad was a good person to put in for early matches.
And he's something else. And
I'm
gonna tell you something. I'm gonna tell you something. That guy, he is something else.
I mean, Chad and Terry weren't much for talkers,
totally
but
awesome. Look at him.
There's Chris Irick right there, who we had to suspend from the microphone because his commentating was horrible on this show.
Yeah.
Just be called the King Kong Rundy.
Well, he can go put out his bunny.
This match got clipped out a little bit. It was at, editing wise.
Dog is in, and this is what I have to say.
Sometimes I did that on matches because of time constraint.
Hey, commentate now. Commentate.
You see me getting on him right there. I noticed he was getting clowny, and I'm like, commentate. I mean, what I mean is be serious. That's what I'm trying to tell him. Oh man, this camera guy, Wayne. We got to get rid of him. There's Peter right there. Lisa's back.
Yep.
He's totally awesome, man. That Invader too. He can go pick his nose.
See, stuff like that. I mean, we don't need that, Chris. Oh, I remember getting really mad at him after this show.
Must be something with people named Chris.
Yeah.
I see a comment coming in from Gizmo.
You're talking during the videos is the best part of the videos. I watch these to get the behind-the-scene information, which draws you into wanting to watch more. Yeah, kind of the insights. Because then I figure if you want to see the stuff without us talking, well, that's what the Championship Club's all about.
Right.
You can join the
you
channel.
You can watch them chronologically. And
right, if you want to see it without us. But otherwise, when you watch them here, you get all the insights. And I think that's a good deal.
You know, I mean, here on Rewind we don't try and kayfabe.
Yeah. See, Mike Singer's got his wrestling singlet underneath. It's just not strapped on his shoulders. You can see it hanging down on his.
Yeah.
Chad Randall, Invader 2, good guy. You knew him well, Dave. He was in your
Oh
neighborhood.
yeah. Yep, he lived like a block over from me.
Looks like Crusher Crossen's doing double duty here as an announcer.
Yep.
Oh, shut up.
And if you hear the audio go away, I've had to bleep out Chris because he said something extremely inappropriate. And because Tronson watched this like a hawk, I had to make sure none of that got on because otherwise he'd get suspended.
Yep. Oh, Tronson was looking for any excuse to get rid of him.
Yeah, he's always looking for something. Well, there's Terry Block, Invader 1. I believe this was his very first show, Dave.
Oh, okay.
Him and Chad's first show. They made their debut here.
Well, you heard it. And I think this Invader 1.
Made their debut in February and won the national tag titles
They were partners. What happened?
in May.
What happened?
Of course, we don't know how to do proper collar and elbow yet, as I see, but eventually we'll learn that.
This is totally. What do you got to say, Mr. X?
Well, that's fine.
What's nice is,
Mr. X, who are you talking
but
to?
bumping, man. Let me tell you, like Dave said, that ring
I think
apron,
this match looks pretty dominant.
that was wrestling mat pads, and then underneath it was
Both good
concrete.
wrestlers are both
Yeah.
in top shape.
That was the
It
ring.
looks like we got a cradle roll
And
here.
that's why I
Also
call
got
it the
a rough
ring
line.
from hell.
Also remember,
All
we are
four
sanctioned by
posts
the
were
Boxing Wrestling
cemented right into the
Administration
floor.
and by the
Yeah, there
AWA.
was no there was no worrying about those posts moving.
No. Like this whole thing was
And remember,
built
you can
for
see
a
us here
boxing
on Group
facility
W.
kind of deal.
Well, it's where Golden
Public
Gloves
Access
did
TV,
their
Channel 3,
For
boxing.
many
in your local
years.
area.
Decades maybe even
We
before
can
they
be
finally
seen
got
on
kicked out of
Tuesdays and
there.
Thursdays, 6 and 7. 6 on Tuesday, 7 on.
I know it was some real sour grapes when I remember John Hoffman telling me how the Golden Gloves had lost the whole deal. They couldn't do it in there anymore, and they were so disappointed when that
We're
happened.
in Dallas, Texas.
Yeah.
I got to announce that.
Some politics behind the scenes there, I guess, when that happened, John was telling me.
It looks like
That's Terry Block, Invader 1, his very first match, one of his first, well, yeah, it'd be his first or second match. I think they made their debut on the show before this, but it was the same taping.
Yeah.
oh,
Steenerson looks very professional with that referee shirt tucked in.
right down to his knees.
Yeah.
Bring him up against the ropes once again.
That's somebody that we have to get on here.
Brings him across
Yes,
the ring.
looks good.
Comes in.
I agree.
Misses the clothesline. Oh, and I punched the lower part of the abdomen.
I
I'm gonna take
agree.
some. This guy is totally awesome.
You know, I think our fans would
He's
love
pretty good. He's going for the pin.
the
No, it's
personality
going
of
to.
Slick Steenerson.
And
Oh, for
he's
sure.
doing pretty. He knows a lot of moves, but this Invader 1.
You know, and I don't know. I'm sure Troy's still the same. He'd be the same goofy self. He'd be funny. He'd be, you know, really entertaining to listen to.
Referee's knocked out.
Oh,
You know.
yeah.
Looks like we're going for an upper suplex. He can't quite get him up.
That's Steve Engstrom commentating,
Right.
Who's disqualified?
along with Chris Irick.
The ref is saying somebody is disqualified. I did not understand. Oh, the Invader 1 got disqualified from some foreign thing.
Oh, Ryan's hurt. Not for real, but
Yeah.
We pin you.
I can hear people talking about a finish off camera there. Did you hear that?
I missed it.
You gotta remember, the mic picks up everything, guys.
I see Chris Hansen, Sergeant Smash.
Yep.
And I see Gizmo's got a comment coming in.
I've already seen that one.
And Damien commented.
Damien says, watching the video really showcases the hairstyles from back in the 80s. Mostly long hair and parted in the middle. Yeah, feathered. You know, feathered hair was a big deal back then.
You know, I mean, what do you mean long hair is an 80s thing?
Well, I don't think he means like long hair, like mullet. But although some people had mullets, but mainly moppy hairdos. You know, we had the mop, a lot of mop tops. Look at Ryan. Kind of moppy hairdos.
Yeah. Okay, come on, cameraman.
So this is where the Super Ds are becoming baby faces.
Hey, sit down. Hey, sit.
I see you took like a foam ball or something and put NWF on it to put over the
Yeah,
mic.
actually, Steve did that. That was Steve's deal. Yeah, Steve made that thing for the mic. I remember. All the public service announcements have been edited out.
Yep.
Rock and Rollers and the U.S. Enforcers. So we got Mike Sanger again, along with Chris Irick, the Eye. They were new. Or no, I'm sorry, Rock and Ronabomb.
Yeah.
Rock and Ronabomb and Chris Irick, and Mike Sanger tag team. And Irick still kind of. Oh yeah, Chris Irick is now Troy's partner, the U.S. Enforcers. Troy said that Irick was his best partner, just for his character-wise. And again, that's because Irick was a talker, and Troy needs somebody to talk for him.
Right.
That's what he liked about Irick.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the NWF.
Sounds like
This
Jason Crossen.
spectacular
Yep,
match.
I was just gonna say.
What was that? The Rock and Rollers? Who are these Rock and Runs?
Thank you, Corporal, for that.
Oh, that's me in there now too.
Yep.
Well, this is Crusher Crossen here. I'm going to do a little commentary. I don't have much time, but I'm going to have time for this. What an impressive
So you're
match
doing
we got.
triple duty.
The Rock and Rollers against the U.S. Enforcers. Long lip.
Because I'm sure you're gonna have a match on here.
Rattlesnake Jake. Don't worry.
I was telling Jason, you're up next, Rattlesnake Jake. And Jason has to change and everything for that character.
Yep.
He was on camera. So yeah, it's like, somebody, camera now. Heard Jason yelling.
Careful with that now. We don't want the same thing to happen twice. Okay, U.S.
Oh, something happened with the camera where it like flipped up. We kept getting shocked by the microphone. You get the microphone too close to your lips, you get shocked. That's what we're talking about.
Swamps of Mississippi.
No, Steve Engstrom.
Yes.
What do we got going here? Looks pretty good for a match. You know what? The U.S. Enforcers, National Tag Team Champions, had an impressive match with the Russian Destroyers last week. Oh, look at the referee getting involved. And Super D's.
You know, one thing I did appreciate about Troy is he could play the quote-unquote badass heel,
Yeah.
and he could also do the chicken shit baby, or the chicken shit heel.
Oh yeah.
Sanderson might have, they could have had maybe a
And believe it or not, for a big kid, he could throw a nice drop kick.
They can see us on public access channel TV.
Troy's a big, hefty kid, but he could actually throw a drop kick.
Yeah.
And this is
And
Oh,
does
he's
it-
a natural guy, I mean.
The Golden
Yeah.
Gloves Boxing. In association with Fredmore Junior High.
right.
Had things not happened the way they did, I could have honestly seen him going WWE.
As you can see, Chris is Irick, very stiff with everybody. Like that was one of the complaints I got from a lot of the kids, is he wouldn't sell for you and he was just stiff.
Right.
And you can see it in these matches.
Good ones at that.
You betcha there. All
Like, he's
matches
just
are
throwing Sanger around like a rag doll here.
Sponsored by the American Wrestling Association, the AWA.
That's not true. That's all kayfabe talk.
Yeah. But you know, I mean, I'm sure at some point Vern caught it, and
Steve Engstrom,
he never shut it down on
Let's
us.
take a look at the second card. Let's take a look at some of the matches. Next match,
Yeah.
myself is gonna go against Rattlesnake.
You never got a
Jake. Oh,
cease and
let me tell you,
desist
I'm
from
ready.
him.
There was a big controversy on
Oh,
that one last
Crusher.
week, I understand.
yes,
I'm
there
going
was.
against Rattlesnake
And
Jake
then
on
what
this
else
show.
is on the
Is what I
card?
just
An
heard.
8-man tag. We do not want to miss that. An 8-man tag. That ought to be interesting. The Russians against the USA.
Rattlesnake Jake was a fun character. He was our Mad Dog Vachon.
Yeah.
I mean, he was just like a wild and crazy, out of control guy.
Okay, guys. Okay.
This match is completely out of control.
Yeah.
I wish I had a megaphone. Hold on. Do that stunt. Rock and roller. Rock and roll.
I'm telling them to do a stunt. I don't know. There must be some kind of finish they're gonna do.
Hold on. Do it.
We do have a pinfall here.
Watch this. Give me that card.
I think what it was a time limit draw.
Yeah. We'll find out here in just a minute.
Yeah, pin came too late. Up next, Crusher Crossen. Yeah, there's that nice shot of that shirt, guys. You're asking about that shirt. It says, you can see Cyclones football camp. Iowa State Cyclones. Right?
Sean's got the card.
Okay. Jimmy, do we have an interview here? We'd like to do that. You can't talk.
Well, I got a heater in my truck, and I don't forget about hands off the rodeo.
Oh, let's see.
Yeah, like we were saying.
Look at her interrupting the interview.
We're gonna have to drop these interviews. You're right back to the next match.
Chris was mad. He didn't like me canceling the interviews, but he was getting out of hand.
Well,
Yeah.
I got a heater in my truck, and I don't give a fucking.
Let's see. Comment here. Sports Texas. Crusher, when the video shows a close-up of your face, it really shows your smile and confidence. Did you have trouble picking up girls back in the day? I did, just because I was so socially awkward.
I was going to say, can I answer this for you?
Yeah.
I was going to say, Crusher was more focused on the NWF than he was on picking up girls.
That's true. But even when I was in school and around girls, I never felt confident.
Yeah.
I always felt I wasn't good looking enough or attractive enough. Whether I was or wasn't, that's how I felt.
Yeah.
So, and you know, when you're a teenager feeling like that, what can you do? I've now, as I got older, I got to realize that I don't, you know, people need to like me for who I am. I could care less what I look like anymore, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah. That's the way it should be.
Everybody's been talking about. It's been going on since last week.
But when you're a teenager and stuff,
This is an
you know,
all-out
you can get very
brawl,
self-conscious
fight,
with all that kind of, that stuff, you know, matters.
Here we go.
You know,
It's time is all
Now,
heck
this is a
gonna
non-title
go
match,
now.
I'm sure.
I think it's a title match, actually. I didn't do too many
Well, I didn't see
non-titles.
any graphic about it being a title match.
No.
Oh, Rattlesnake Jake.
So Rattlesnake Jake against Crusher, and this is going to be kind of a brawl because that's how Jason would wrestle with Rattlesnake Jake. Wasn't it very technical?
They say old Rattlesnake Jake comes on.
Best thing to do with a guy like Jason is just try to sell for him as best you can. You know, take the bumps,
Jealous of me.
you know, and make it look good. Oh, here I didn't see this comment. Dave, did you gain friends in the organization and in school after joining NWF?
Well, I mean, I gained friends as far as, you know, my brothers in the ring. You know, outside the ring, I was kind of, I kind of kept to myself, you know.
Yeah, you definitely gained friends in the organization, though.
Oh, yeah.
Then he hit the ref.
I think Dave, you know, when Dave first came in, I don't know why we get that straw hat and everything. We had to do that hillbilly gimmick.
Yeah.
And everybody liked hillbilly gimmick that you were doing. I think Dave loved the attention he was getting with the hillbilly gimmick in the beginning. You could see that it was really resonating with you.
Yeah. Well, I figured it was my way in, and you know, my philosophy was: you join a promotion, you do what the promoter tells you.
Yeah.
Up on the second rope.
Yep, I love going off the top rope, even in this hard ring.
Right down the back of Rattlesnake Jake. Rattlesnake Jake don't know where he's at this time around.
That was that half shirt you guys all comment on.
Rattlesnake Jake is slowly getting up.
just winged one of them.
Throws the referee out of the way.
And by the way, referee, nice shirt tucked in. Who is that? That's one of the Dazowski brothers.
There's a feud between these two fellas.
Got the ref shirt tucked in properly.
Reasons are not.
Look at, there's a ref in the ring. There's a ref, Troy Stevenson, in the crowd. And there's another ref in the crowd. There's two refs in the crowd and one in the ring. We got a lot of referees in the wings here.
Well, you know, just in case one gets knocked out, you got to have a backup.
Yeah.
And here we are advertising for the Armory.
Yep. Let's just make that comment out. By the way, I wanted to point out, Dave, I have our social media links down there now. You see that? Diamond Dave and Crusher Crossen. That's our actual social medias. Dave said we should have our own Instagram account. So we do. We always appreciate a follow.
Yep.
Body slam by Crusher Crossen.
Uh-oh.
Rattlesnake Jake is very slowly getting up, thinking about it.
Why am I going after the referee? Uh-oh. Crusher, you might get disqualified. Oh, we're manhandling these referees here. Jesus.
This is more or less just
well, I mean, obviously, the psychology of it is you want the ref out of the way so you and Rattlesnake Jake can go.
Yeah.
Rattlesnake Jake looks like he's choking Crusher Crossen. The referee is not telling him to break it up.
Right over the top rope. That should have been a disqualification. I can't believe the referee has not disqualified us. There's a drop kick.
Yep, an early Crusher drop kick.
Not bad, though.
Up on the second rope.
Yeah.
Can't seem to get up there. And he misses.
Telling him I got the brains.
Roll over reversal. Looks like a cradle. Breaks out of the cradle. Crusher Crossen gets over, comes up behind, still puts him in the halfway cradle. Crusher Crossen looks like he's got a dispute, which he has with the referee. Oh! Upper leg drop right across the chin.
You know, going back to Sports Video's question, you know, I guess it did give me some popularity with the wrestling community at school. You know, because Jamie and I became friends at school, and I brought him into the NWF. So.
You have to talk. Speaking of Jamie, I got an announcement to make when this is over.
Yep.
You have to ask him about that. He says that he doesn't recall that.
Well, you know, Jamie lived in Coon Rapids.
Yeah.
And he showed up in Brooklyn Park. We both were at Coon Rapids Junior High. I can remember going over to Jamie's house and him talking about how he'd set up like those real long telephone cords around his bed and do matches.
Brings down Rattlesnake Jake once again.
I just told him, you know, hey, you want to wrestle in a real ring,
if we may, we'd like to tell you once
you got to join up with us.
By the Group W Access TV channel and your nearest cable company. So if you haven't got it and you're sitting there with your friends watching his cable TV and you seem to be enjoying what you're seeing, call up Group W.
Like I said with Jason, I just try to sell as best I can. Just make him.
I'm sure you wouldn't want to miss it.
Because Jason doesn't have a whole lot of arsenal moves that he can do.
Access on Channel 3 or from your leading access channel from where your cable company is coming from.
Yeah, I mean, Jason was more of a behind-the-scenes guy.
Right. Eventually, he would stop wrestling altogether.
You can see us here every Tuesday and Thursday evening from 6 to 7 and from 7 on to 8 o'clock.
It was mainly the character rivalries we were really pitching here, though.
Yeah.
You know, the Rattlesnake J character was so popular on our show. People used to leave messages about him all the time on the hotline. Yeah.
And we are sponsored by.
Well, there goes the referee again, getting manhandled again. Speaking of that, there's a comment here. Sports Tech says Crusher is the heel in this match, picking on poor, cute little referee, bad Crusher. Yeah, we're all kids back then. They're just little rugrats, as far as I'm concerned, with the referee shirt on.
You get more on cable TV than just us. Like I said, tell your mom and dad, hey, you saw us on TV. And if you want, stay tuned. We should be breaking.
Now we got a second referee in the ring.
Give our hotline a call if you'd like to become a wrestler.
Yeah, it's Ryan Kelsey in there now.
Just give us a call.
Well, Crusher missed it, the Superfly.
Yeah, it looks like you saw referees.
Finally, the referees called for the bell.
I think Ryan came in and told him, you know,
like I said, it looks like this match
disqualify him in this.
Rattlesnake Jake still.
It's like Rattlesnake got disqualified. I should have been disqualified, though. I'm no fun that went after the referee first.
Well, if we can get the official decision on this.
Waiting for the official.
4 minutes and 13 seconds into the match. You heard your winner, Crusher Crossen.
I totally give him the chair.
And Rattlesnake Jay just hit Crusher Crossen on the head with his own belt.
Steve inside is cringing.
What's that?
I said inside Steve is cringing.
I know, watching him manhandle that belt.
You know, the NWF titles we have now could take that.
Oh, it hurt, though, getting hit with a knife.
Oh, it hurt like hell.
Well, Crusher Crossen just proved to you and me, we've seen it right here on the
Yeah, we're pumping that Anoka Armory already, guys. See, we knew about it.
Like I said, if we can get these two under control.
But we didn't know about it at the taping, but we knew about it when I was editing the show. That's why the graphics are all there, but we haven't said anything at the actual taping. The commentators, nobody's commented on it because we don't know at the time. But we must have made the decision the following week when I was editing the show.
They still have it. Oh, calling names. Sit down, you fathead.
So we wasted no time getting the word out.
We have an interview with this doorknob. Oops, sorry, and I knocked Crusher Crossen out on the floor. A little late.
I have the announcement, you know, everything's
Peter was talking about making an announcement. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
I wonder what that was all about. Might have been Peter, because for a while there, Peter, right before the Armory, like we announced the Armory, and then Peter said he's gonna quit the show. So he decided to quit. No Hard fans just wanted to quit. And then he quit for like 2 tapings, and he came back. And he said, I just changed my mind. I want to be back. I don't know what that was all about. Speaking of Tokyo Terror, here he comes. This is a good match. They had like a karate match. So they start out like they get on their knees. This is really good.
So in here we have a karate ritual.
They really had actually planned a lot of this out. So you'll see a lot of really good choreographed stuff that they do in the beginning here. With the kicks and things they're doing. Like they had all planned this. So it was really good. And they do kind of like a karate match. Which is kind of cool to see. They were popular in the 80s when you'd have karate matches.
Oh, yeah.
Ninja Go.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, sorry about that delay.
Here I am.
Excuse me.
Well, you're excused.
The I related to must be related to Jimmy Hart, like I said.
Take an old garbage bag and put it over your head. I'm not related to that fruitcake, so eat your heart out, Jimmy.
Yeah, he did sound like Jimmy Hart.
Let's not all crowd around the announcing booth. I'm getting hot. We didn't even get to ring the bell.
Well, we ran out of it.
Shut up, Irek. We don't want to hear your big fat
Yeah,
voice on
in
the
the,
screen.
Jason in the editing booth, we couldn't stand Chris Irick, so we just sit there and rip on him in the editing booth.
Get out of here, you fool.
You measly wimps!
That sounds like Rattlesnake Jake.
I'm gonna take
Yep.
ya! I'm gonna bash your head into the wall! You!
Get out of here now.
Oh, man.
Before I permanently put you
This
out.
is,
Cow pie Crossen! I'm gonna take you and I'm gonna squash you like a cow pie!
see, I don't like doing these, like, interviews at the commentating booth. It takes away
Right.
from the match.
I know.
All right, Rattlesnake Jake, and what? Total chaos here.
Peter was a pretty
All
good
right,
bumper, though.
You heard it.
Oh yeah.
That was it. Oh, Mr. X2, he thinks he's big.
Tokyo
crap.
Terror.
He's nothing but a pile of Gomer pile.
And then,
That's
of
what
course,
I
that's
like to call
Jason
him.
Annenson, the
That's
original
nothing
Mr.
more
X2.
than
Our only
You'll see it right
truly
here.
masked wrestler
We're watching
ever.
the monitor, and Tokyo Terror is on his feet. Get it on to Tokyo.
Never did another
He's
gimmick
doing
outside that
shit
mask.
himself right there. You're in that ring. And
Just getting into it with somebody.
You see it, man. Mr. X2 wailing on Tokyo Terror. Hit the ref. Mr. X is. You hear the crowd. Oh, you seen it. Kick to the head by Mr. X2. And I am the announcer.
You know, Jason Annenson was in karate, so he knows karate. I don't know if Peter knew it or not. He might have, just with his nationality.
Oh, this is the
But Peter wasn't Japanese, but he was Vietnamese, and a lot of Vietnamese people knew karate. It's an Asian thing.
Right.
Well, you hear some guy from Japan coming in. Must be the Tokyo Terror.
And Peter had a lot of brothers, and
And
so
he says
I don't know if they knew
that
karate
his
or
good
not.
friend, Tokyo Terror is gonna excuse me, the eye says that he is going to win. He is going to win.
And
the
Mr. X is
match.
just in Mr. X2's
Kung Fu
corner.
match.
That's why Steve is there in his
Yes.
corner. So they're a
Right
tag
there.
team.
Oh,
And then you see
yeah.
the Russian
Yes.
destroyers in Tokyo
They're-
Terror's
they're
corner.
just wailing it. Oh, with Mr. X1 and Mr. X2. raising
Ryan
his
doing
hands,
his
and I do
best
not
to try to
believe
keep
this.
control of this
Ram
one.
him right into the ref. Oh, this is total chaos. What do you say about this foreign man?
See, there goes Chris. He's acting like there's another person there who's talking Japanese, making a big mockery.
That this match is total chaos. He agrees with me that this is total weird.
This is why we had to
Mr.
suspend Chris
X2
Iyer from the microphone after this show.
Beating up his friend. And when
That's
up,
literally
he
what
said,
it was. He was suspended from the microphone.
He's killing him. Nothing to do. He says, Tokyo Terror, if he don't win this match, he says he is going to turn against him and never win him again. So, well, Mr. X2 is winning. Well, okay.
You know,
Let's do
Tokyo
that
Terror
shit
and
that mix-
Mr. X2 had another
Mr.
match too
X2.
prior. Remember, this is the second one now. Oh my gosh, Chris Iyer is driving me nuts.
Yeah.
He says that if he has a chance to get in the ring with
Yeah, this match is getting out of
Mr.
hand. I
X2,
think they're gonna
that he is going to take
go
him
outside the
and
ring.
his
I
Hello?
can see it being a count out. Nope.
Now they're back into the ring. And what do you
I'm
got to
surprised
say
the
about
Russians
him and
didn't
the
interfere
wrestler?
there.
Wait a minute, say
Oh my goodness.
Says that he sucks and he will never be.
Chris
in the ring
Iyer, I'll
with
tell
him
you
no more.
something. This is one of the kids we had to kick off the show eventually because he just didn't work.
Yeah.
He is not speaking Japanese. Ignore him.
And you hear it?
Jason's
Mi-
in the editing booth was fed up with it, and he finally said, "That is not. He's not a Japanese commentator. He doesn't know Japanese. It's just Chris Iyer. Ignore him."
10.
Count out. Mr. X2 not letting it
official
end.
winner is, who's the winner? No,
I see a comment from Damian Thorne.
no winner.
Let's see. It says, Crusher, I know you put your phone number up for people to call you if they were interested in joining the show. Did you get many prank or inappropriate calls back then? Yeah, we did. A little bit of everything. I think a lot of it were just kids calling, and then they were too nervous and hung up.
Yeah.
You know, and stuff like that. That would happen. But yeah, we did get like joke calls too and prank calls, I remember.
I'll translate.
Okay, we got it. What do you have?
He's actually speaking Vietnamese.
What makes you, who do you think should have won that match? Himself.
Jason's translating. Supposedly.
He says he don't tell you what everyone talk. He says that he does not like.
See, Chris, what are you
American
doing?
masculine.
We're in the interview.
He does not like him.
He needs to shut his mouth.
Okay, well, thank you, Doug, you're here.
Chris Irick, man. It's a handful.
8-man tag after this.
8-man tag.
Ladies and gentlemen, we deeply
Huh?
simplify. We will be unable to bring you the 8-man tag because of this incident.
Sympathize, not simplify. Come on, Crusher.
Tag. This is what happened. This is why we can't show you the match, because of some serious and very serious injuries.
Nobody got hurt. Nobody got hurt, guys.
Oh, look at this, a body slam. Thunder. What's it gonna be? Oh. Oh.
Scared us, though.
Watch closely as we put it in slow motion.
Yeah, what happened is the cord was hanging a little low on that body slam, and Tim was so tall.
Yeah.
He had him up there way high, and his feet caught the cord. Chris covers his head. He didn't know that the whole thing was going to come down on his
What's it gonna be?
I like Chris Irick how he does that. He covers his head up like that. Yeah, kind of scary, though. Yeah. Kind of an out-of-control taping, though, Dave, honestly.
Yeah.
That didn't
Yeah,
help
that it was.
with Chris Irick being a loudmouth on the mic. So, yeah, we suspended him. He was no longer able to commentate anymore. Yeah, Wayne's asking if that was his first time commentating. It was, yeah, it was that show. And I was like, what are you... And of course, I'm editing it, and I hear us all, and I'm like, oh, gosh, what are you doing here? So I'm like, nah. Some people just could not do it.
Okay, right here, if you were to pause the video, shows how much of an influence Charlie Lane was.
Oh, because he's in the credits?
Yep, we were still crediting him with...
Yeah. And when Scott Tronson seen this one time, you guys aren't a Group W cable production. You can't say that. And so he would just cover this all up with black screen and put Sean Crossen production. What a jerk, huh?
Yep. Now, once this gets done rolling, can I make the announcement, Crusher? Because I think I know what announcement you were going to make.
What was I going to announce? Oh, for what's coming up?
Yeah.
Yeah, just let me bring the graphic in when you do.
Well, first bring up what's coming up next week on Forward.
Okay, I'll do Forward first.
And then you can bring up what's going on with Keaton.
Yeah, I actually want to talk about a few things. So before I bring up what's coming up on the shows, I want to talk about this. I always like to say what's coming up with our world champion, our current world champion.
Right.
And so they are going to have, once again, a double header weekend. I just want to make sure I get this in the right order. So the first one is NIPW Breakout. I think this is 7. That's the 7. We're almost 7 down there. On Saturday, October 25th, 7 p.m. And on that show, it is going to be this match right here. title versus title. Our NWF World Championship is going to be up for grabs along with the TCPW Commonwealth Cruiserweight Championship as Ricky Henry, the Globetrotter, takes on Paulo Taurasi. So this should be very interesting.
And they've had a back and forth.
Yeah, this is
international feud, if I'm correct.
They have, and this is the third matchup. Paulo won the first one. Paulo.
Yeah.
Ricky won the second one in Canada, and now it's going to be the third one. And who's going to win this? Because whoever does gets both belts. Our NWF World title could make its way back to Canada and out of Ricky's hands. Who the heck knows what's going to happen here? And that's going to happen on Saturday, October 25th. And then the following day, they're doing another doubleheader weekend. It's going to be NIPW Breakout 8 on Sunday, the next day over there in Belfast. So this will be a great one. And already signed, Dave. It's going to be Ricky Henry, the Globetrotter. There's his new look. Notice he's got the mustache and goatee, little peach fuzz going there. He's trying.
Yep.
He's still wet behind the ears, guys. I'm going to give him a hard time. But the captain against Chow. And Chow's on a streak right now. I think he's on an undefeated streak, as a matter of fact. So I don't know what's going to happen. This says NWF World Championship. However, that has not been announced yet because we don't know if it'll be an NWF World Championship match. If Ricky loses the belt the day before, obviously it won't be.
Right.
So we'll see if this is a championship match or not. But that's what's happening on that weekend. So it's going to be a fun weekend, actually, for all those guys. And that's what's happening with their NWF champ.
Well, and I mean, okay, should Ricky lose it, does that mean that Paulo will go up against Chow?
Well, I think this is the match. I think Paulo's already signed, I believe, to go against Ben Nelson for the second match.
Okay.
So I think so. If that's the case, Ben might have a title match.
True.
If Paulo wins it. So, but those matches haven't been announced as title matches yet because we don't know. Now it says NWF World Championship match, but that's only because he's got the belt right now, but he may not have the belt by the time this match happens. So that's what I'm saying. We just don't know what's going to happen. Now, what we have coming up on NWF Forward next week, it's actually going to be a week from tonight, guys. We're going to be on a Thursday. We won't be on Friday next week. It's going to be a Thursday. So it'll be Thursday at our normal forward time. And it's going to be the guy himself, Paulo Taurasi, to talk about the match with Ricky Henry for title versus title. It's going to be a very interesting forward show. And here it's interesting, Dave. They're both heels.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah. So, you know what? I don't know how I'm going to handle that situation. You know, if this guy here, Taurasi, if he takes our NWF title, I don't like the way it's going. Well, Canada's a shorter trip than Ireland. I have to take care of business.
Yep.
So I'll just say that. But we'll see what comes of these guys on the next forward show. And we'll see what happens. Should be an interesting show. And then, Dave, you want to talk about what's happening in 2 weeks?
Well, I thought maybe you'd talk about what Keaton has going on.
Oh, yeah. And I don't know if that's the right graphic or nothing. But yeah, he's got a show coming up. But now let's get to what you want to talk about.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, you're gonna love it in 2 weeks. I mean, we did this originally as a backup plan because we weren't sure of my travel schedule, but in 2 weeks, when you tune into Rewind, you will have Crusher Crossen, you will have myself, Dixie Dave, and we will have as a special guest the Irish Terror, Jamie McParland.
So there he is, Jamie McParland with us. The what I like to call the Three Musketeers of the Rewind.
Yep.
And it's going to be you're going to get us three, and Jamie is a fantastic guest. You know, Ricky wants to have him on a forward show one of these days too.
Yeah, I mean, Jamie is a great storyteller. I mean, he was very passionate about the business.
Oh, he was a diehard, like we all were, but man, he was so into it. And we're going to be watching Studio Taping 77, one of Wayne's favorite outdoor type shows. I know Wayne likes those. Kelsey loves these tapings, by the way. Speaking of Kelsey, that's Matt Kelsey in this shot right here. That's one of the Magnificents, and it's Kelsey in a mask. Kelsey's playing Mr. X2 in this match.
Right.
Because Chad Rancor wasn't there to play the part. Steve needed his tag team partner. So Kelsey put the mask on.
So
we would do that a lot, guys. If we had a mask wrestler that wasn't there, a lot of people would play it.
Right.
If need be.
So like I said, 2 weeks, join us right here. And you get the storytellers, Jamie McParland joining us.
Yeah, it's going to be a great show. And I'm looking forward to it,
Oh, yeah. Jamie's always great. I mean, in your own words, you were off on a vacation. Jamie and I did a show together, and it was one of your most favorite shows that's been done.
Well, it was, and what was fun for me was because it was fun to be able to watch from afar and see you guys talk about the NWF without me involved. Mm-hmm. I don't get a chance to do that a whole lot, even back in the day. As a matter of fact, this show coming up there, 77, little trivia for you, Dave. There's one show that doesn't feature Crusher Crossen in a match. That's the show.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not on there as a match at all on that show. I was because we did 4 tapings that day, but that particular taping didn't feature a match with Crusher Crossen.
Right.
It's kind of interesting. Usually I was obviously there for every taping, and I usually had a match in every taping, but not that one. Interesting.
Right.
So Gizmo says, we have to tell Ricky in his promotional photo he is doing the Boy Scouts of America Cub Scout salute, not a military salute. Let's look at that, Dave. I didn't even know that. I'm going to give him a hard time on that. Thank you for that, Gizmo. Yeah, I will use that. That's the Cub Scout salute. Let's take a look. Why do you say that though, guys? Like,
okay,
maybe you guys are military salute, guys. I don't know, but I don't know.
Military salute is full hand.
It's got to be the full hand.
Cub Scout is just 2 fingers.
So he's being a Cub Scout. How fitting of Ricky Henry to be doing that salute. Now he's going to be embarrassed when I tell him this. And he'll have some kind of, he'll probably come up with some line or whatever and why he did it. But yeah, interesting stuff. The Cub Scout himself. Well, there we go. He calls himself the captain. It's more like the Cub Scout. The Cub Scout, Ricky Henry, the Globetrotter. There's my new nickname for him. Oh, boy. Thank you, guys. I appreciate that. That's just cannon fodder for Crusher. Let's see. They say, in Sports Video says, hey, Dave, I see Crusher has been working on his weight loss, muscle fitness, and increasing his endurance. Are you going to start a fitness program to keep up with Crusher?
I'm not in a competition with Crusher. I mean,
Dave has went on these things before, though. Like, he might have put on a few pounds now, but Dave has went on has had roller coaster events where all of a sudden he just loses a sheet ton of weight.
Yeah.
So Dave. I know there'll come a day eventually where Dave, you'll just see him super thin again. Like, it's just he's just in a period of his life where he's not right now.
Yeah.
But when I first got caught up with Dave again before he met Linda, he was like really thin. And then Gizmo says Cub Scout is 2 fingers. Boy Scouts have 3 fingers. And Ricky Henry has 2, so he's a Cub Scout. Oh, man, Wait till he hears this one. I love it. I love it so much. He knows I love getting under his skin, and I don't know what he's going to say to this.
I mean, I'm sorry. I guess we got the globetrotting Cub Scout now.
Well, now let me ask you this: is Cub Scouts and Boy Scouts worldwide, or is it just an North America thing? That's what I wonder. Does anybody know?
Sure.
Gizmo or any of these guys? You guys know? Is it worldwide with Cub Scouts? Because the reason I say that is, would Ricky know this? So I'm not sure. And by the way, we can't post comments to some destinations. Yeah, we're getting that message. I think it's because of Instagram.
Yep.
Having that issue. By the way, Instagram, I think the video ended over there. I think.
Oh yeah.
But if you are on Instagram, guys, you got to come over to YouTube. We don't see any of your comments. That's why I got that message, because somebody probably tried commenting over there. It's usually what that means. But yeah, let's. Oh, Gizmo says Cub Scouts and Boy Scouts are worldwide. So Ricky, shame on you. Shame on you. Just being a Cub Scout. Oh, he's gonna hate that. He's gonna absolutely hate that. He'll have an excuse though, guys. He'll come up with something. Question is, should I tell him ahead of time or should I surprise him on the show with it? That's the question.
You never know. He might actually.
Yeah, he might find this and catch this.
Yeah.
If I tell him, I said, hey guys, the Gizmo and them caught you on something, Ricky. Speaking of which, guys, you want to see, I can show you. Let's see here.
You know, I do have to say one thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and rightfully so. But if Ricky wins that match with Paulo,
yeah,
think of how full of himself he's going to be.
Oh, I know. Because then he'll have the advantage of the 3 matches. Because with each one, they're 1-1 right now. Let's see here. I'm looking for some things I want to show you guys. Speaking of the 2-finger salute, let's see if it was just a one-off. I got a whole series of pictures here. Let's see. I don't know if I can bring all these in at once. I'm going to do one at a time. So let me see what we got here. I don't know where the saluting one starts though. Let me do it this way. I'm going to do a screen share quick, Dave, and I will just look at that quick because I want to see if Ricky made a mistake on just one picture or a bunch of them. Let's take a look. Let's see here. In 1 second, I'll pull them all up. There we go. All right. Now I'm going to screen share. And I'm going to screen share the window. I got to get the right one though.
And while you're doing that, I will.
There we go.
I'll share this real quick. They do Cub Scouts in Ireland.
They do them in Ireland?
Yep. And then while you're loading this up, Damien, oh.
Hang on, I got to get these out of here because this is causing me not to be able to bring this on. Get the comment out, Dave, because I can't do this without the comment in.
Okay.
There we go.
Now
let's take a look at these pictures of Ricky. These are all taken for him. I made I have the ability to make pictures look better as well as video, you guys. So I can make pictures look really good. So I made Ricky's pictures look better. So let's see. Let's take a look at these. There's one, 2-finger, 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 2-finger. He's just a Cub Scout kid. What can I say? There's another one. I asked him to do one without the hat, and he only gave me this, which is horrible because I can't see the belt and I can't see him. But I wanted one without the hat for the graphic, for the thumbnail, for the forward show. But I have to get Ricky to do that again. But yeah, it looks like to me, they're all 2 fingers. So that answers that. So we can take that out. What were you going to bring in, Dave?
Oh, I was just going to bring in the comment.
Just looked it up and it says Ireland military is like the United States with all 4 fingers. Well, he's going to, you know what he's going to do? He's going to say, I'm not a military guy. I'm an airline pilot. So how would an airline pilot do it? Or would they even do it?
No, an airline pilot would not salute.
But he's a captain, an airline captain. I think he's trying to be a Top Gun kind of captain, though. I don't know. Looking at the jacket.
Well, that would be military then.
Yeah, it looks military to me.
You know.
A10. I don't know what the A10 reference is on his jacket there. But yeah, so that's interesting. So yeah, we'll have to give him a hard time, guys, on the next show. The 2-finger salute. He's a Cub Scout, man. Wait till Pilot Tarasi catches that on that show. Yep. Ricky, you're in for a little bit of heat.
Sorry, Globetrotting Cub Scout, but...
And I told Ricky too, guys, if you notice those glasses, let me get that graphic up again. I told Ricky, I said, Ricky, those are not aviators. You see what he's wearing there? I can see his eyes.
Right.
Aviators either are mirrored or they're dark, where you cannot see through them. And I can see through these. So they might be shaped like aviators, but they're too light. They shouldn't be able to see his eyes. So I'm going to have to school Ricky on the aviators, I think, next show as well.
Yeah.
And everybody's been wondering, and by the way, guys, keep it up with Ricky. I know I love it when we do forward, when you guys start getting, they all get on his case, David, at the meeting, like saying, Ricky, Crusher's getting in great shape. Everybody wants to see Crusher versus the Globetrotter. Are you ready? And they keep writing him on it, and Ricky just hates it. He can't stand it. We got to keep on him on that, guys. Because, yeah, he has to keep hearing it. Because, Ricky, and I think it slipped out of his mouth. I think you guys heard it too. If you noticed on that last show, there was a point where Ricky said, look, he's a good friend and I care about him. Did you hear him say that about Crusher? And when he's referring how he doesn't want me to get hurt in this match, if we ever had one, he's a good friend and I don't want him to get hurt. I don't want anything to happen to him, I think is how I worded it. And that is what I've been saying all along. It's the respect factor. This is what Ricky has a problem with. The respect that he has, he's letting that kind of interfere. Because I was saying, Dave, he's not afraid of other people. Why is he afraid of me? Well, he might be afraid to have to face his own challenges of respect. It's hard to fight somebody when you have a lot of respect for him.
Yeah, I mean, granted it's a non-NWF event, but, you look at Shawn Michaels, Ric Flair at WrestleMania a few years back.
Oh, yeah.
Normally Shawn Michaels has no problem throwing a super kick, but it was hard for him to do it with Ric Flair.
Right. And will Ricky have the same problem? Will he have a hard time throwing the drop kick that I helped perfect with him on me if we ever got in the ring? I don't know. Maybe that's why he's afraid of losing that belt. Who knows? Is there more comments?
Or, what it could be? Go ahead and get the graphic out of the way.
Oh, yeah, the graphic.
It could just be, I'm just saying, it could be he doesn't want you to show up, Crusher Crossen. He's got you up on a pedestal, and he doesn't want to have to knock you off of it.
Yeah, that could be too. I never thought of it that way, but that's certainly possible. There's a lot of, I think it's a lot of all of the above, you guys. It's a lot of all of the above with the Globetrotter.
Because he respects the fact that you're a 5-timer, which means you're a 5-time loser also. But
well, that's what he always says. He always announces me as the 5-time loser of his title.
But he's got that respect for you because you are, you're the embodiment of the original NWF.
Yeah.
And, he doesn't want to knock you off that pedestal.
But see, here's the thing, Dave. if this match happens, if I get in the ring with him, when that bell rings, I know it's gonna sound like it was 35 years ago with me and Kelsey, but I'm telling you right now, Ricky, when that bell rings, it's me and you and the belt. And my job at that point is to take that title off your waist. And I would do everything I can to make that happen. Mark my words. So, friend, no friend, respect, no respect. That's what's going to happen when that bell rings. I don't have time to play games at my age. I'm going to come in there and I'm just going to take care of business. It's just that simple. And you know what? You know what he's afraid of, Dave? He's afraid of, because I'm the one guy who's held that belt multiple times and knows what it's like. And that is what he fears the most, in my opinion, because he knows I want it more than anybody else. So, yeah. And I think
you want to break your own record.
I want to break that record. And that part he's kind of intimidated with, I do think. And we'll see. We'll see what happens. We don't even know if this match is even going to happen. Nothing's even been announced, you guys. You guys are all like speculating. But who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? Something's going to happen. I mean, Crossen is in the best shape as I've ever been in a long time. Metabolically, I'm at the age of 45 right now.
Okay, we do have a few more comments come in.
Oh, yeah, that's right, comments. So, okay, so it starts with this one. Airline captains, civilian, and military both use 4 fingers. So airline captains do salutes, Dave.
Okay.
Good thing we got some military guys who know what's going on here. And then A10 is the United States' most feared close quarters fighting. Interesting. Ricky's picked some very interesting patches. And then and Damian Thorne says fighter plane. So, close quarters fighter plane, I think is what they meant. The A10.
Right.
Okay. And I don't know what it says on the sleeve. It's kind of gotten gobbledygooked. I can't tell what that says. I'm not sure what it reads on the sleeve, but that other thing is like it's a bomb. That thing above the A10 patch is like a bomb patch. So, yeah, so interesting stuff. Wonder where he got the jacket from.
Not sure. You'll have to ask him.
I'll have to ask him. But they've been.
If I make it back in time for my trip next week, I'll have to tune in to see.
Yeah, and see what happens with on forward. The Cub Scout himself will be with us, and we'll see what he has to say about his salute. Boy, I wish you guys would have been there to let him know that. Of course, if you would have told him that when he was here, he'd have some smart aleck response. He's going to have a smart aleck response to this. So,
he's
not going to admit that he screwed up.
It could just be a thing where, he could say that he's watched the movie Roadhouse and it's out of respect to Patrick Swayze.
Why was that? Why would that be?
Because in the movie Roadhouse, Patrick Swayze does the thing where he throws 2 fingers up and just, when he tells somebody to see you.
Oh, was that 2 fingers? Well, maybe, but I don't think Ricky's ever seen Roadhouse.
You never know.
Well, you never know. But maybe I'd be surprised. Maybe. Great movie.
Yeah. First time I saw Terry Funk act.
Yeah, I thought that was great for Terry Funk. Perfect role for him. Absolutely perfect role. Yeah, good movie. Let's see. Sports Video just came in with a video comment. It says, Dave, I want to apologize for the above comment. I wasn't asking if you were losing weight. I was asking if you're getting into the fighting spirit by training your mind and body. Like basically, are you trying to prepare to get in for a match again as well?
Right now, a match is not in my future. I got a few things going on, and
yeah, it's a lot of commitment.
It'd be a little bit more than just weight loss and all that. I've taken a few bumps that I shouldn't have taken, and got a few things that need to get fixed up, but I gotta take care of some responsibilities before that.
Yeah. And I'll just say this, you guys, if anything happens, you can be rest assured it'll be fun, one for the ages. It'll be entertaining. It'll be fun to
Right.
watch, irregardless of whatever happens or what may come of it or who it may become with or whoever. Nothing's been announced, but it'll be certainly some fun things for not only the NWF fans, but other fans, maybe perhaps.
Right. And there is one thing I'm going to say. And, people like Ric Flair, Roddy Piper are prime examples of it. A wrestler is never truly retired until that coffin door is shut.
Right. And everybody, some of the guys on Forward last week, my good friend Tony Bengley, I believe. Was it Bengley? Bengley? He's one of the regulars that commentate, and sometimes he's on Rewind now and then too, but he's not on tonight. But it's a late night for them. They're over there in Europe. But he was saying that, well, it wasn't Tony, it was somebody else made a comment. Crusher's gonna, let's be honest, Crusher's just gonna pull a Ric Flair. Oh, hell no. I will never try to do it. You know what Ric Flair made the mistake of, Dave? He made the mistake to come into it well above, after out of his prime, right?
Right.
Not really prepare physically, just do it.
Right.
And try to do everything he did in the 80s. And he can't do it anymore.
No.
So, but my point is you do what you can to make the match entertaining. You do what you can still do good, and you do that. You stay away from stuff that you cannot do anymore because you don't want to look like a Ric Flair.
Right.
Well out of his prime. So,
every time I hear a wrestler pass, and my first thought is, gee, was it Rick?
I know. Look, if you were to have the Mount Rushmore of all-time greatest champions of all time, Flair is number one in my book. He's the first as far as world champion.
Right.
Nick Bockwinkel I'd put on there as well. But Ric Flair for sure. Hogan in the 80s for sure.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'd be shocked if you didn't put Hogan on there.
Well, look what he did for the business of wrestling and popularity. He's the first wrestler to go on Sports Illustrated.
Right.
I mean, look, he put wrestling on the map. So it's guys that put it on the map. Flair did for sure. Hogan did for sure. Bockwinkel did worldwide. Japan, everywhere he went.
Yeah.
So those three. Now, as usual, the fourth one's always hard. Like, who do you pick for fourth? I think a modern guy, maybe somebody more modern, maybe. But The Rock.
Well, I mean,
maybe?
with the career that he had, I hate to say it, but it's, people can argue with me if they want, but with the career that he had, it's hard not to put The Undertaker on a Rushmore.
Yeah, that's true. But for wrestlers, but I'm talking about world champions specifically.
Well, he was a world champion multiple times.
He was, but I would put Undertaker on as more for like just overall gimmick character guy.
Well, you see, the thing about Taker was he was kind of like an Andre. He didn't need the world title to get over.
Right.
It put more prestige on the world title when it was with The Undertaker.
But I mean, I'm thinking like great world champions. I guess another name that comes to mind, Bob Backlund.
Yeah.
If you want to go into the 70s.
I mean, overall a 7-year
Lou Thez, Vern Gagne. I mean, these guys all could be talked about, I guess. But and speaking of Bob Backlund, Sky Sports Video News just says, do you guys remember Bob Backlund? He won 5 times. Yeah, I know, I just mentioned. And he was a Minnesota guy, Princeton, Minnesota, trained by Eddie Sharkey, same guy who trained me. And yeah, he was a great wrestler. But Bob was a great amateur wrestler. He was really good in amateur wrestling before pro wrestling.
Right.
It's one of those guys that went into pro wrestling after his amateur stuff. So, and I know that Bob Backlund, I know on the East Coast, was one of the guys, either they loved him or they hated him. I knew wrestling fans on the East Coast that couldn't stand his gimmick as good, goody two-shoe Bob Backlund.
Right.
There are a lot of guys that didn't like that I know that I'm friends with out on the East Coast. They just weren't a fan of him. But then there were guys that loved him. So it just depends on how you looked at it,
Right.
But great amateur wrestler. He was. That's for sure. All right, Dave, we've been rambling. It's 2 hours. I think we hit the clock. Time clock. It's time for us to wrap up the show. Thanks everybody for tuning in. It was great.
We just had one more roll in.
Yep. I was just talking and he goes, to be honest, he was my favorite of all-time wrestler at Bob Backlund. Yeah. And that doesn't surprise me, Sky Sports, because he was a real wrestler. Like he's from that it's real era. And he used amateur wrestling as part of his forte. I mean, it was his deal. And so he was a wrestler's wrestler.
Right.
And so that doesn't surprise me coming from you, that you would like that. He was really a heck of a technician, man. I remember seeing the victory roll. We call it the victory roll back then. The victory roll today is a whole different move, but back then the victory roll was the way Bob Backlund would do it, where I forget what they have a new name for it, but Backlund was famous for it. I love watching him doing that. It's great wrestler. And that, and back in the day, Dave, when we watched the wrestling magazines or read them, who did you see? You seen Flair, you seen Bockwinkel, and you seen Backlund. Those were the three champs.
Yep.
The magazine's always pumped all the time.
And then after that, it was Flair and Hogan.
Yeah. I mean, Flair and Hogan, and still the AWA up to the mid 80s was still pretty much recognized, whoever had it. Those were the three world. Eventually, remember that for a long time, they never recognized WWF as a world champion. It wasn't until like 1980, once Hogan got it, they finally recognized it as a world title. Strange how that works. Politics.
Yep.
All right, we've rambled on and on here, guys. I guess we'll call it a night. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. I hope you enjoyed the show. It was fun. We always like chatting. And remember, there's a lot of people in here that are watching and not talking. Maybe love to get your comments.
We don't charge you to comment.
Oh, and Dave, I forgot. I was going to say this, and I forgot, and I'm going to say it now. Do it right now if you haven't already. Like, subscribe, like this video right now. Give us a like, because that helps you guys. You know how much that helps. Like it. Like the live stream. And if you haven't subscribed, subscribe to us. And if you haven't joined, join us. There's the join button now as well. You can join and become a member. It's pretty cool stuff.
It all helps us out.
Yep. So we will see you in a week from tonight. It's going to be on a Thursday. Yep. We'll see Dave and Jamie in 2 weeks.
Yep.
But we're going to see me and Ricky and our guest Paulo Tarasi in a week from today at our normal forward start time, which is earlier. And I'm looking forward to that one. That's going to be some fireworks with Ricky Henry and that Paulo guy. I'm telling you, man.
Yep.
It's going to be interesting. So let's watch for that. That's going to be in a week from tonight, guys.
I'd love to be in the behind the scenes meeting afterwards of that show.
Yeah. All right, guys. We will see you next time we're live.
All right. See you in 2.